Hello, hope you're in fine voice. Now, today I thought I'd do a sort of Q&A, or at least answer some of the questions that are doing the rounds on my Facebook page and on YouTube and so on. I haven't done one for a while, so I thought it's about time I did. So let's take a look at some of the comments coming through. Here's the first one, and it comes from Mark Goldie. And Mark says, what's the actual chance of getting VO work as a newbie? And this is a question I get asked a lot, Mark. It's something that crops up all the time because most people viewing my channel are new or relatively new to voiceovers, or I've got no idea how to get started and so on. And the answer is, well, you've got every chance really, so long as you follow these steps. And I would say, get some training. Learn your craft, learn your art, learn how to be a voice actor. I would make a demo or a show reel or a series of demos and cover the main areas where you're most likely to get work. So that would be a commercial. I'd do something like some piece of narration, something educational or corporate-y. I'd do a bit of an audio book as well. And if you want to push the boat out, maybe a bit of voice acting, maybe some character pieces, but certainly major on straight narration. Once you've done that, then the hard work begins, and that's all about promoting yourself and marketing yourself. Now, fortunately, we've got these pay-to-play sites, which I know they come in for a lot of stick, but sites like Mandy, Voice123, Voices.com, and so on, Bodalgo, they're all great places to get started, even if you only start as a freebie member, but certainly consider upgrading to one of them. But I would also look at Fiverr because it's completely free. They charge a 20% commission, which is quite high, but it's free to join. And that means you've got access to the whole world and you're not paying any money up front. I would also look at other sites like People Per Hour, Upwork, and so on. And for audiobook work, I'd consider ACX, which is run by Audible and is completely free to join. And you've got the whole of Amazon's catalogue there, written obviously books, fiction, non-fiction, self-help books, children's books, and so on. Anything you can imagine that needs converting into an audiobook format. So those are the kind of the marketing things. But even before you get to that stage, you're talking about setting up recording from home. And with that, I would consider buying yourself a decent condenser mic. You can start with a USB. You can start with something like a Blue Yeti if you want to, because it's all about getting some return on your investment at the end of the day. Or you may want to go for an XLR mic, so something like a Rode or Audio-Technica, whatever. Just keep a lid on your costs, watch your costs, because you are aiming for this return on your investment. But if you do those things, so get some training, set up recording from home, and do some marketing, really, you've got every chance, as much chance as anybody else. It's all about what you do with your voice. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Let's see what's in my little goodie bag here. Darren is the next person, and Darren Herbert says, love to, but I don't have a good voice. Now, this is kind of one of the questions I get, or one of the statements really, that people say to me, oh, I haven't got the right voice for voiceovers, or have I got the right voice for voiceovers? And the answer is there is no right or wrong voice in voiceovers. Your voice is your voice. It's your instrument that you're using, isn't it? It's a bit like someone coming along with a piano saying, have I got the right sort of piano to join the orchestra? And the conductor saying, well, can you play the thing? That's the most important thing. So it's not your voice. Your voice, you're stuck with your voice. I'm sorry. That's what we've all got and we've got to use. It's our raw material, but it's how you use that voice. So it is how you bring words to life. There is no kind of definitive good voice or bad voice, because that's subjective. Some people will love your voice, some people won't. But it's about your voice and your performance critically, your performance being the right fit for a job. So whatever the client is looking for, then you might fit. You'll fit for some things, or your voice will be a good fit for some things, but not for others. So there is no definitive, like I say, there is no kind of gold standard of voiceovers, and you can do that yourself. You can look at or listen to TV, look at and listen to the radio and so on, and just one day tick all the or make a note of all the voices you like and all the voices you don't like. There will be some you love, some you're kind of nonplussed about, and others that you absolutely hate. It doesn't mean they haven't got work. They have, even the voices you hate. Someone, presumably somewhere, is paying them. The important thing to remember, Darren, is that, you know what, your voice is kind of, you're stuck with it, and that doesn't matter. What matters is how you bring words to life. It is how you own those words and get them off the page. When you are thinking about doing voiceovers, don't concentrate so much on the sound of your voice, but on what you're doing with it, how you're using pace and pitch and textures to create an atmosphere, to sell something or to tell a story or to ask someone to do something. Those are the things that are important, not the actual sound of your voice. So really, you could say, well, just about every voice is suitable for voiceovers, and you're certainly, Darren, will be suitable, but it's what you do with it and whether you're a suitable person. You know, are you willing to do all those things I said earlier, like, you know, invest in your equipment, invest in marketing and training and so on. If you're willing to do all of those things, then you've got a really good chance. But don't just think it's all about your voice, because it ain't. Okay, onwards and upwards. Who have we got here? The next one, Jay Adams. Jay says, can I earn money doing voiceovers if I have a really bad lisp and high-pitched voice that only dogs can hear? All right, sounds a very intriguing voice there you've got, Jay. The answer is yes, of course. You know, I'll take you back to my earlier answer about, you know, have you got the right voice for it? Yes, you have got the right voice, but only for certain things. If your voice really is like that, if you have got a lisp, I think lisps are rather attractive in people. I mean, I'm sure there are lots and lots of voiceover artists who've got lisps. What we would have called back in my hometown of Nottingham, and what my mum used to call rather pejoratively a short tongue, but it's not really. It's kind of just speaking a bit like that. I assume that's what it is. But you've got a really high-pitched voice, so I suppose it's a bit like that. But wouldn't that be fantastic for cartoons and animation? That'd be brilliant. People would kill for a voice like that. You know, something that is so up there and like a bit like that. You know, that would be brilliant. Okay, maybe not for corporates, maybe not for very many educational pieces, but certainly for something like a kid's audiobook. I mean, brilliant, I would have thought. Again, I'll sort of refer you back, you know, just because you've got a lisp, it's not a speech impediment, it's a speech advantage. It's something that you've got, you know, it's something that you can sell as being you. I mean, the whole point about voiceovers really is that it's a series of markets, and it's about you recognizing that you know, you will belong to a certain type of market maybe, and you would apply for certain work where your voice is needed. Having a lisp is all part of you. It differentiates you and marks you out as being, you know, you and what you sound like. And you, Jay, will have this kind of niche market. Okay, it will be niche, but you can really do well. There's a voice actor, actually, an American one called Lisa Biggs. And if you check out Lisa's work, you'll notice that although she's a grown woman, she has a voice like a child, and she has a very kind of high voice, and it sounds totally unique, and she plays children's roles, or roles where they need this very sort of high-pitched voice, but it's genuinely hers. She's not putting it on. It genuinely is hers. She's not being a falsetto or anything like that. It's hers, and she's, you know, made a career out of it. I would say, Jay, make a career out of your voice. All right, well, I hope that that helps, and I hope those pointers are useful for you. Please do send your questions over, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Please do subscribe if you fancy, and if you want to support this channel, you can do a super thanks. So I'd be very grateful if you do that. It helps me to keep the channel running, and look forward to seeing you next time. Look after your voice. Speak to you soon.